It was a 1-1 draw here away at Cheshunt. What are your thoughts on today's performance?
I thought we'd done very well. I felt that we was on the ascendancy first 20-25 minutes. They had a couple of counter-attacks that we knew about and we should have stopped, but they didn't score. And then after that, we decided not to keep putting the pressure on them. Whether it's from throw-ins, whether it's from balls from deep, and make them defend. And they got a bit of momentum. They scored a decent goal. Again, another counter-attack. And then we sort of went in our shell a bit. And we stopped doing the same things that we were doing for the first 20-25 minutes that was causing them problems. Spoke to them at half time, basically said to them that I'm here to tell you what to do, follow instructions. When you follow instructions you look good. I do a certain way of doing things, and if you don't like that then go and play for someone else. And maybe that's a bit cruel, but it's true. Come out second half, they've done exactly what we wanted them to do. When they had time to play, they played. When they turned them in behind, our goal come from a ball in midfield, turning them, our pace up in the front areas, causing them problems, and we got our just rewards from a goal. Start of the second half worried me. First 5 minutes they had a couple of chances, but after that I thought we was in control. I thought that we was making them defend. They changed their system to 5 at the back, or 3 at the back if you want to call it like that, and we still had opportunities to win the game. Dan's put one over, we had a scramble in their box, so we had chances to win it, so did they. So a point I'd say was probably a fair result, but I think we could have come away with 3 points if we'd maintained what we'd done the first 20-25 minutes.
How disappointing was it? You said for the first 25 minutes we were the team that looked most likely to score, to then go 1-0 down.
It's just the way it is. When we flip the page from what we're being asked to do, we put ourselves in trouble. You know, the goal come from a ball that was played that was never on, from our deep areas. They jump on it, they go forward and score, and then people start going, well, how'd that happen? Well, it happened because you didn't do what it said in the tin. And for 20-25 minutes, and I say it, Jerry, we had a conversation there at half time, he was clearing his lines, he was dropping into front people, he was hitting diags, and then he decided to play a ball 10-15 yards into someone's feet, gets cut out and they score. So you can only live and learn by it, and hopefully he's learnt by it. Give them full credit because they come back into it. Apart from the first 5 minutes where they stepped up the pressure, I felt second half we was comfortable in terms of take away possession. We was comfortable in terms of first and second balls, entries into the box. We've got to get a little bit better on that first and second contact in the box. But overall, pleased with a point. Coming away to Cheshunt with Mel, that's got a team well drilled, understand what he wants from them, and they do what it says on the tin, time and time and time again. That's why they are where they are at the minute in the league. But I'll take a point away from home here because it's a tough place to come.
Brief mention for Denzel back on the pitch today. How exciting and important is that to have these players coming back from injury? Yeah, brilliant.
It's needed. It's needed. We need a full squad to choose from. I need out of the 18, 19 I've got in the squad to choose from. At the moment, I'm very limited. You know, Curtis suspended, Chem out, Biro out. Denzel's back today, which good 25 minutes, and we'll manage him to get him back into full speed. For me, unfortunately, didn't get on today, but everyone's played their part, and even in from the sidelines encouraging people. So we've got a good unit in there, and like I said to him afterwards in the huddle, that we're not in a good place at the minute with results. You know, we've lost 5, won 3, drawn 1 now, and how you get that confidence, so what people talk about is by doing the right things more than not, and then you start picking up results, and when you start picking up results you then go into the next game full of vibrance to pick up another result, and then you go again and go again, and that's what we've done last year in abundance from, I'd say, probably October time. We're not going to get the points that I wanted from the first 10 games. We're going to be off what we had last year, but then we've still got another 32 games to pick up them points, which I said to them in there that I'm confident that we will keep climbing the table, whether it's 1 point, whether it's 3 points, whether we get another knockback with a defeat, and then come Christmas, the turn at Christmas, can we then see where we're at and can we then kick on? But we're going to try and win as many games as possible. We didn't come here today to just sit behind the ball or try and nick a point. We had Daniel, Ibby and Marcel playing as a front three, Matty Viger in behind. So we went with attacking intent, and like I say, we was in the ascendancy, then we come off it, and then second half, I've got to give them credit, from minute 50 right to the last kick of the game, they kept going and going and going and kept probing and kept trying to get that result for the club to win the game. So I can't be more proud of them for doing that. And it's just a matter of just switching on, understanding and doing the right things to build a team confidence of getting results on the board. Today's a good result on the board in my opinion.
Well, after Chatham's win today at Tunbridge Angels, it does mean that we have a Tuesday fixture against them. We've already been to them and lost. How are you going to attack this game?
Same as we do always. I always say it, like we do the analysis on them. We know most of their players from the game we played last time. They've just signed another couple of players, I think one from Ipswich and another forward. So they're enhancing their squad all the time. We will have to be on our full game because he's got enough bodies to change it to get a result from them because they're a good side. You know, I said it in the last interview I had that their momentum from the back end of last season, just missing out on the playoffs from the year before, for what they're doing now in the cup run, they'll be so over the moon to be in the first round of the FA Cup. The draw's probably Monday, so they'll know on Tuesday who they're playing, so that might give them even more excitement. And we've just got to approach it as Cray Valley do, as I do, as I want my players to, and that's just being competitive. It's making sure we do the right things at the right time and trying to get balls in the box to score goals, because that's ultimately where it happens. And you've got to defend better than a couple of occasions today. I looked at today and we had a back four in there that without Chem obviously that would be fighting for a place. Alex come on, a back four there that is competent and good enough for this level, and it's the first time that I've been able to put that together this season. It's the first time Barney, Crosley, Marvell and Jerry have played together. It's the first time this season, so we're now 9 games in. Take the cup games out, 9 league games in. I haven't had a back four like that, and I thought, barring a couple of occasions, I thought they dealt with everything that was thrown at them. Long throws, runners from midfield. They done everything I wanted them to do. So if we can continue keeping these boys fit, Crosley come off a slight hamstring, so we've got to see how that goes. But if we can continue to keep these boys fit and stick out a team that I feel can compete in different games, because there will be changes, we'll be okay by the end of the season.
You said about keeping the team fit. I do want to get your opinions on the Cray Valley fixtures. 17 fixtures in 2 months and 7 consecutive Tuesday games. What are your thoughts?
Keep my cancer a little bit, I think. No, when you look at it, we've got to play these games. We've got 4 games in December. You know, the league have gone from, Dave was telling me, from if you get a game cancelled, from 42 days to 35 days. So that extra 7 days can put games back. You know, you might be able to get one in 35, 28 or whatever, and then you've got another couple of weeks before you put the next one in. I think it's ridiculous. I don't think it helps. I'll never use it as an excuse, because boys would rather play than train. But the way the game's played now, the tempo the game's played, the lads work, so they're working from 8 o'clock till 5 o'clock, then come to football with their travel. I think their welfare's at risk. And that sounds a bit stupid, because I always look at the Premier League when they moan about fixtures and that. These boys are playing. Where do they get their recovery? You know, they got family time tomorrow, so they won't be going to the gym and stuff. Monday back to work, Tuesday back to work, Tuesday night game. It's hard for them, and I feel for them. But it's the league rules. We ain't the only one in this boat, I don't think. I would like to know who else has got 17 games in this spell, but it's one of those. We've got to look at it, and we've got to make sure that we're prepared for every game. We'll need to bring some reinforcements in, which I'm working on, and hopefully we might have one in next week. But we've got to go with the hand we're dealt. And each game comes along, we've just got to give it our best shot. And I know these boys will work hard for the badge, and these supporters that are getting out in numbers today, celebrating with us after, and that's a draw. That ain't a win, you know. So the expectation of all of us is to do really well and climb the table and get in the playoffs and try and win the league. But these supporters as well understand that when these boys have put a shift in and they could give no more, they'll be with them. And they've done that. And like I say, apart from Tonbridge in the FA Cup replay, these boys have done that week in, week out, and that's why these supporters are really valuable to, 1, the players, 2, the management, and 3, ultimately, the club.
Thanks for your time, Steve.
No problem, thank you.